Phantom Menace and Attack of the Clones were major letdowns and honestly pretty bad films. Most of us agree that Revenge of the Sith was a big improvement over the first two prequel films and is the best film in the prequel trilogy. So for some, it may not be saying that much, honestly. Welcome to another Star Wars Analyzation review. Having a ton of fun news analyzation reviews of Star Wars, but I love Star Wars. And for this, I'll be going in depth. And for this analyzation review of Star Wars, I'll be going in depth what appears to be the best film in prequel, and that is Star Wars Episode 3: Revenge of the Sith. And before I get started, fun fact: this film was actually the film that introduced me to Star Wars. I'm serious. I didn't know much about the other films and other prequel films until I played the PS2 Lego Star Wars video game. The game that started the Lego licensed video game trend. All the games are doing, you know what I mean. And I didn't even know about the original trilogy until I played the original Lego trilogy video game. I'm serious. And I did watch the original trilogy for the first time when they showed a marathon of the films on HBO around November 2006. And I fell in love with Star Wars ever since. And the other funny that I actually remember the exact times I got into Star Wars. That's actually pretty funny. Anyway, now I'm here to talk about the ending of the prequel series. Where like with my last two analyzation reviews, I will talk about in depth about the film, and there will be spoilers by the way, and I'll be discussing my thoughts on things involving the story, the characters, my favorite and least favorite moments of directing, writing, and why is this the best film in period trilogy, and actually a good film. Again, it is not perfect, and again, I'll get into that. But this actually is a pretty good film, so let's talk about Star Wars Episode 3: Revenge of the Sith. So about the story. The movie takes place 3 years after the start of the Clone Wars between the Galactic Republic and the Convention of Independent Systems. War has gripped the galaxy. Now then we get to a space battle, which so actually was credible, and the CGI effects already look a lot better than the first two films. That's honestly a great start to this film. And Obi-Wan and Anakin Skywalker, who were in a brilliant mission to rescue Supreme Chancellor Palpatine from Separatist Commander General Grievous, who's that weird robot with 4 lightsabers. And then they battle Count Dooku and have lightsaber fights, and on Pan's urging, Anakin just kills Dooku. And then Grievous leaves the cruiser, and then they crash in on Coruscant. There, Anakin reunites with his wife Padme, who reveals she's pregnant. And I was like, oh, he gets to have prophetic visions of Padme dying in childbirth, and his worry steadily grows. And then Palpatine appoints Anakin to the Jedi Council as his representative. The council's like, no, I'm sorry, we can't. Okay, so he's not. So basically, he declines Anakin, like a Jedi Master, and orders him to spy on Palpatine because he may be up to something. And it causes Anakin's faith in the Jedi to diminish significantly, which is actually a little bit understandable. And then Palpatine tantalizes Anakin with secret knowledge of the dark side of the Force, including the power to save his loved ones from dying. And meanwhile, Obi-Wan travels to the planet Yupa to deal with General Grievous. We get a pretty cool lightsaber fight between them. Then Neo travels to Kakishi to prevent the planet from invasion. Tempting Anakin, Palpatine eventually reveals that he's the Sith Lord Darth Sidious, saying that he only has the knowledge to save Padme from dying. Then Anakin reports Palpatine's search to Mace Windu. Windu was leads to a fight between Padme and Windu, and at least one point where he used Force Lightning and Mace blocks him, and it kind of shows how like little Sidious basically a criminal like that, you know. Not doing that, and then he intervenes. And then Anakin intervenes on the fight that he throws with his hand, which caused Palpatine to push Mace Windu out the window. And just like that, Anakin pledges himself to Palpatine. You know, it was a little bit innocent. I'll get into that a little later. But he pledges himself to Palpatine, who does him Darth Vader. Then Anakin pledges himself to Palpatine. Then Palpatine orders and issues an order of the clone troopers to kill the Jedi commanders and dispatches Vader along with a legion of clones to kill it by Jedi Temple. Then Vader massacres the main separatist leaders hiding on the camp man Mustafar. And we're gonna see what Anakin kills the younglings. Had a little tune saying even for saying 19. And while Palpatine addresses the Galactic Senate, transforming the Republic into the Galactic Empire and declaring itself Emperor. Having survived the chaos, Obi-Wan and Yoda return to Coruscant and they learn about what happened to Anakin. And he tries to tell Padme what happened, but he's like, no way, there's no way he would do that. No way! And then Obi-Wan still boards her ship. And then Padme travels to Mustafar and talks to Anakin and tries to beg him, don't turn dark side, and it's like, no. You see, we're not to rule the galaxy then. Then we get this poorly, scene where was like, Kid, you're breaking my heart. And upon wishing Obi-Wan, he chokes Padme and content into a fit of rage. Then we get positive that one of the best lightsaber of mine, and villains, also one of my favorites, where Anakin and Obi-Wan fight for most of our. And one man feeds him and then leads him to dead. And a lot of people say, "You were the chosen one. You're my brother Anakin. Join the force, not the Phantom." Meanwhile, in Coruscant, Yoda battles Palpatine until the duel reaches settlement, which they draw. Which is a pretty good, by the way. And Yoda flees with battling Organa. And Palpatine, sensing that his parents' Vader travels to Mustafar. And on the asteroid, problematic Obi-Wan reboots and Yoda with Padme, and a poorly like. Sorry. It's again the buds to Luke and Leia, which be just things like that. Then the funerals held for Padme on Naboo, which was actually a little bit sad. And then Palpatine finds they severely burned the Vader still alive. After turning Coruscant, his body is now. He puts his body in a black bomb sewers, but he's Darth Vader. Then he explains that he killed Vader. And then Palpatine explains to him, Vader, that he killed Padme, and of course you get the no. Well, meanwhile, Obi-Wan and Yoda decide to conceal the twins from the Sith, as they are the galaxy's only hope for freedom. Yoda ends up exiling himself. Yoda then exiles himself to the planet Dagobah, while Vader and the Emperor oversee the construction of the superstation, the Death Star. Then Bail Organa adopts Leia as his own daughter and takes her to a demon, while Obi-Wan delivers Luke to his stepmom family Owen and Brood Lord's Tatooine, where Obi-Wan intends to watch over Luke until time is right to challenge the Empire. The end, and that's how Star Wars began. want to say this film, like I say, is better directed, better handled, and somewhat better written than the other two Star Wars prequels. Because like it's still got, I mean, for writing, it's still got a typical wooden and terrible dialogue, like the romantic ones between Anakin, again with having saying, Anakin, you're breaking my heart, and no, which is that was needed. So that's still some important, but again, it is better written than the other two prequels. And the direction is, again, the direction in this film and the execution is tons better than the other two prequels. I mean, it still has some moments, and I'll get into that later, but it is better directed and somewhat better written and better handled than the other two prequels, and that's the good thing, and that's the best I can say. Now, unlike the other two Star Wars prequel films, this film actually had some really good characters and really good performances. I mean, the two movies had a couple of good characters, but this one had some good characters and good performances, but this one actually had a lot more. Of course, you got Ian McGregor as Obi-Wan Kenobi, who again is basically the best performance and character of the entire prequel trilogy. Ian McDiarmid as Palpatine. Samuel L. Jackson as Mace Windu. Christopher Lee and Count Dooku from what he was in. Don't remember. I mean, the actor that voiced Grievous did a great job. The actual character, I'll get into it a little bit. I'll talk about it a little bit. He was in because we really cool. They actually great Count Dooku. The clone troopers that are in this film, they did some pretty good job. Had some pretty good moments between them. C-3PO and R2-D2, what they were given, they were great as well. Yoda, of course, was great as well. Owen and Blue Lars, not too much from what they were seeing. They're pretty good as well. And Chewbacca and Chewie and the Wookiees. Chewie and the Wookiees. All the performance characters are actually pretty good. I mean, there are some good performance characters. There were a few good performance characters from the other two prequel films, but there's a few more of them. But that isn't bad. That isn't bad. Like, of course, you got Andy Christensen as Anakin and Darth Vader. I think we all know how bad Andy Christensen is as this character. But I mean, I can say what I don't think I can. For this film, I can at least say that he was trying a little bit better. I can admit that. He was actually trying a little bit better. But he's still not good at all. He's good as. And the only man I really cared about him was that fight we had with Obi-Wan. Till that fight. And I didn't really care much. I mean, there was moments where I did, and some moments I didn't. I was kind of off on Anakin in this film. And Natalie Portman as Padmé Amidala. I mentioned this in 2 films. I love Natalie Portman. I'm gonna cut this big underdeveloped here. Don't know girl and anything about her. She doesn't really do much, honestly. And then again, she has a couple of pulley like basically like I said with this scene when she says, "Anakin, you're breaking my heart." And the scene when she basically gives birth like her, she's like. It's very poorly acted. In my opinion, at least. So, I'm sorry, I didn't really care much about Natalie Padmé. And Natalie Portman did a really good job, honestly. And Jar Jar, he's barely in the film from when he was in. Nope. And General Grievous, like I said, his voice work and the performance was good, but the actual character. I don't think he learned much about Grievous in this movie. Like, I don't really do learn much about him in the Clone Wars TV show, but this isn't. But this is not where you have to watch a TV show to learn more about someone's backstory. So you never learn anything about in his development in this film. And I don't know if you guys noticed this, but honestly, what big of a purpose does General Grievous serve to the story and serve upon Anakin's turn to the dark side? What big of a purpose does he serve in that aspect? I thought so. And this is basically the only bad characters in this show. This one actually has a lot more good than bad. Now, like with the characters, this one has a lot more good moments than bad. So let's start off with the good first. First, we also got that Obi-Wan and Anakin Jedi fights, which is definitely one of the best lightsaber fights in the entire franchise. Because I always get a kick out of that fight every time I see it. I don't know, he's just so well choreographed. He's not only well choreographed, but very damn fun to watch. The conversation between Yoda and Palpatine. Palpatine went really great to go to a draw, and basically shows how Yoda basically went to think about. That was a pretty damn great moment. You also got Anakin dying in the lava. I was just really feel a little for him actually. It's one of the most I actually do feel for Anakin. And he also got Obi saying, "You are the chosen one. You are my brother, Anakin. Help of the Force, not for them." Then you got the Palpatine and Windy fight, which also was a pretty damn cool lightsaber fight as well. Yeah, that was a lot of fun, but it was a real turning point for Anakin's character. Again, a moment I actually liked Anakin, and it was now I'm gonna see when Anakin killed Young Luke, which was pretty intense scene and pretty scary, honestly. That's why it's on the best list, because how scary and terrifying it is. And it was the ending where basically Obi-Wan gives twins to Owen Ballars and basically sets up everything that happened, sets everything from the original trilogy. That was a pretty good moment. That was a pretty good, sweet moment, and a pretty good way to end the prequel trilogy. And the space battle in the beginning, which was basically a interesting way to start off the film, which was an awesome way to start off the film when you got to see some explosions and some pretty impressive effects. On the first two films, which had some blood effects, this one has some effects that are actually pretty impressive, actually. I don't know why. And also there's the Anakin and Obi-Wan and Dooku fight, which is also a pretty cool and well choreographed and entertaining fight. And Darth Vader's rising, and it is great. And this is where you get to the worst moment. While Darth Vader's rising was great, then he's saying the "No." It's just how he says it, his delivery on that. That's probably why people don't like it so much, honestly. Personally, don't. And like I said, the movie still has some very cringe-worthy dialogue. Including some of them, of course, the romantic dialogue from Anakin Padme, whose romance you still do not buy whatsoever. You're so beautiful. It's because I'm so in love. No. It's because I'm so in love with you. That's... Yeah, those are those scenes of very cringeworthy and awkward dialogue in this film. It's still very questionable. And there's also Padme's death scene, which, like I mentioned before, it's poorly acted and just... Look at she goes... And basically how she acts in how she reacts and acts in that scene is just... It's one of those poorly acted death scenes. It's one of those type of scenes, but honestly, those are the only bad moments honestly from this film. My overall thoughts on Revenge of the Sith. Like I admit, this is not a great film by any means. It's not. I mean, it has a couple of blood moments here and there. It has its questionable dialogue. A couple of scenes that don't really progress the story or Anakin's backside and right, and still a couple of black characters. I I can say that Revenge of Sith, in my opinion, is the best film in the Star Wars prequel trilogy. Because it's from them, they're learned by some of the mistakes from the first two prequel films. But while I didn't learn all again with the dialogue and a couple of the characters, it did try its best to close out this in a good fashion. I'd say it did. I really think like, you get some pretty clever lightsaber fights, some actually pretty good moments, some pretty good things involving characters. Yeah, and you also see why I think characters are why they were in the other films. The effects, the directing is tons better than the last two prequel films. But it's also very well shot, somewhat very well handled. The writing is a little bit better, not by much honestly, but it is better. And hey, better than just being same, you know, right? You know what I mean, right? And my point is, Revenge of the Sith is a good, in my opinion, is a good film. This is Star Wars film that actually did get me into Star Wars. Star Wars, except for it did get me into Star Wars. I always had a real great time with this film, even though it has this very questionable dialogue and moments. I still really enjoy Revenge of the Sith. And it's definitely the best in the prequel trilogy, because it actually tries to be better than the other two films. And that's fix all the problems the prequel trilogy had. It fixed something where you can actually enjoy and not be like in pain throughout most of the film. So that being said, I'm gonna give Star Wars Episode 3 Revenge of the Sith an 80 of a B+. I really love the lightsaber, honestly. I had this fight. I can't remember getting this lightsaber, I think around Leonard's layering one time. It's pretty cool. See? Well guys, I really hope you enjoyed my analyzation review of Revenge of Sith. So hope you enjoyed my analysis. I really enjoyed my analyzation reviews. They're not really the best analyzation reviews, but I do my best with these type of reviews. Also, let me know your thoughts on Star Wars Episode review Revenge of Sith in the comments down below. Remember, let me know your thoughts down below. And you can stay tuned, I really have a lot more videos planned. Again, second, I'm kind of lacking on this video lately. Again, been busy with a lot of stuff lately and a lot of stuff, so I really haven't much time to do as much as I can. But I do have planned to have other videos pretty soon. I'm still going to have a review of Big Little Lies. I'm planning to watch it go in style pretty soon. I might still do my Logan annotation spoiler review. And since I officially completed all the Uncharted films, the game, as I completed all the Uncharted games. I'll be reviewing all 4 of the Uncharted games with my good friend, FilmFan0599. I don't know when exactly the videos will be up, but they'll be up pretty soon. And I'll still do my Spider-Man 3 collaboration with Zach Pope. That'll be up at least by next weekend. I hope you enjoyed, and as always, thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you for watching me. That's right now I officially have 100 subscribers. I honestly thought I did have 100 subscribers at one point. I died 103, but it could have been a YouTube glitch or something, honestly. I don't know. But I officially have 100, so thank you guys for watching and supporting my videos. You know, my videos may not have the best sounding, whatever. It's really, you guys actually really like and appreciate my thoughts on movies and TVs and whatever, and actually like what I do. It really does mean a lot to me. Again, thank you guys so much for watching. I truly and honestly appreciate it from the bottom of my heart. If I'm ready, be sure to like, share, and subscribe. Be sure to follow me on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat, and Letterboxd. I am Simeon World from Simeon World Reviews. I'll see you guys next time. And may the Force be with you all. Peace.